One of the first things I think that really struck me upon entering into the exhibition is just the scale of your canvases and the paintings, very rich, vivid colors, and it feels very generous. I was wondering if you could speak to these sort of immediate characteristics of your works and what is the thinking process behind working on this scale and using the palette that you use.
Yeah, for me, they're like the perfect, most intimate scale because like when I'm painting, it's a full body thing and I love a clean curve. For me, that's how painting has to work. Like I have to be standing up and I have to be moving my body, swinging around and feel like, so it's actually like a one-to-one scale with me. It's as tall as I can reach. It's kind of as much attention as I can pay. And it feels like intimate to me in that way. Then I moved to these based on those. And so it grew kind of like it's exhibited.
In the paintings, there's the incredible detail of like the bees and the hearts and the use of color. And I was wondering if you could speak more to that. Really sort of stands out in this exhibition.
This one, I tried to build up different reds. There's a cool kind of like neutral red. There's this rich, thick red like lipstick that I made with wax, so it would be like lipstick. And then it's so literal. The earth on fire, the whole globe kind of before us, this problem of globalism and all the problems of the planet. I wanted to give, through formal approach, beauty back into it and like excitement, discovery, and make it more positive through that so that it would have that same balance of kind of fear and love. And so by titling it that way, I wanted to place it as intentionally colored red.
Looking at your works in this exhibition, I see sort of four main characters in the paintings. There's the flute player, we have the clarinet player in the front, the sunbather, and then the Pierrot. And yeah, some of these figures have appeared in your previous works. I'm curious if they all exist in the same world, and if they do, how do they relate to each other?
I'm repeating motifs like very often. So I think of this juggler as the same character, and they're both kind of based on this Watteau painting of a clown called Pierrot, but it's really drastically different between the juggler and the woman playing guitar, but for me it's the same idea. And so for me it's that duality. It's like characters, but they're not in a play together. It's just depth inward. Well, for me, like the motif is the blank canvas. So like once I like kind of find the motif, it's usually something personal to me, like, right? Spoon or flowers or a dove. And so that's like this big open vessel. And then it's like an armature. And then over time, I'm looking for images as I go around my life and feelings and thoughts that I kind of like filled that vessel with or paste onto the armature. And so that's the value of the motif.
Are there other topics or themes and motifs that you're excited about exploring next?
There's a few things I'm working on. A lot of them relate to this idea of a swamp. I'm making a sculpture that's water lilies. And then I'm really interested in the idea of like a log or a tree. And I tried the trees, and the only tree that I've had success with is in this show. They're fascinating. So those are two things I've been kind of thinking about. It sounds so mundane, but it's exciting to me. Because I made it over the course of like a year. So the paintings kind of like absorbed all of that stuff like over the course of the year and grew and changed. It was like growing a garden or something. Yeah, it felt like a love song sung by sirens. So not just the kind of typical idea of the sirens having the dangerous call or the alarm, but like if the sirens really loved you and you could kind of embrace that also. So not just the danger, but the beauty and the joy, and trying to like allow myself to be seduced by falling into that and just placing myself in the middle. And then the smaller paintings, which I made last, kind of like serve as little markers, like trail markers, to tell us. They're a little more clear, and for me, they help like lead us through the ideas in the show that are kind of bigger and more complex in the larger paintings. So, and then once I had that idea, it helped me kind of finish the smaller paintings and these works on paper so that I could kind of respond to the concept once I had developed it.